Good news, everyone! Game Developers Conference 2019 organizers are excited to announce that one of the creators of the original Lemmings is coming to the March event to present a unique look at the making of this classic game. In this installment of the classic Postmortem series, Lemming co-creator Mike Daly will discuss the creation of the seminal DMA-designed puzzle platform game, starring those allegedly suicidal rodents, which debuted on Amiga in 1991 and subsequently appeared on a multitude of other platforms, covering both the original title and also its immediate expansions and sequels, including Lemmings 2 and 3. Daly will look at the genesis of the idea, the refining of the gameplay, and just how the clever game developed into a smash hit for the company and its publisher Psygnosis. As always, this classic game Postmortem will be an hour-long session, so we figured you might appreciate the heads up so you can keep this exciting talk on your radar. In the months ahead, conference officials look forward to announcing many more DD 2019 sessions, spanning a diverse array of game industry issues. Bring your team to GD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more for more details on GDC 2019 visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, or Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Battlefield 5 developer DICE has rolled back a recent change to the game's time to kill (TTK) after the earlier alteration skewed the game's multiplayer difficulty in favor of newer players a little too much. The balance DICE is trying to strike between the two sides of the game's balance is not an easy one to achieve, and unfortunately working that out is taking a bit of public trial and error for the developer. The now removed changes raised that TTK, meaning that players across the board could take more hits before dying in the game's multiplayer showdowns, while that gave new players a bit more staying power. The change drew criticism from more experienced players over how it affected the game's meter and overall play experience. Following that feedback, the team addressed this latest change and YTTK is now being rolled back to how it was at the game's launch. In a post on Reddit, our intent with the TTK changes was to see if we could evolve the Battlefield 5 experience and make it more enjoyable for new players, whilst also making sure the Battlefield fans have a choice with a more core experience suiting their preferred playstyle. Reads the post from the dev team. Clearly we did not get it right. Veteran players did not ask for the change, but as game developers, we took it upon ourselves to make those changes based on extensive data and deliberation. It truthfully was not an easy decision for us. We have learned a lot over the past week. We have gained clarity on the issues you have shared with us around time to death. TTD. We have identified imbalances in weapons, and have recorded real-world data on how TTK changes our game and impacts our players. Continues the post. With that knowledge, we have a better idea of how to improve the game going forward, and have already begun taking steps to improve the experience for all our players. And later on, Niantic announced its Beyond Reality Developer Contest earlier today, and is encouraging our devs to enter and create a game using the studio as a real-world platform for a chance at a prize pool of more than $1 million. This could be a good opportunity for developers interested in using a new tool to create our projects, and the chance at earning a stipend and showing their work at a demo day hosted by Niantic. As explained in a blog post, The studio is seeking a team composition of at least 5 developers with experience in Unity and Java server development. In terms of product, the possibilities are endless. Our definition of games is pretty expansive. So if you have an idea that bridges gaming and other areas like physical activity, social, travel or shopping, please feel free to submit. The post raise. A select group of 10 teams will earn a stipend and access to the Niantic real-world platform, and finalists will work for a 3-month period, with the goal of showing off their work at a demo day in San Francisco. In addition to regular guidance and discussion from the Niantic engineering team, finalists will be brought to the San Francisco Bay Area to meet with executives and lay the groundwork for the work to come. Interested developers are encouraged to apply through Niantic's contest site and field. Any further questions to that? Email protected. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate surpassed 5 million sales during its first week on shelves, according to a report from Japanese newspaper Nikkei. Via Resetter, that figure includes both physical and digital sales, and would make sense given we know the game has already sold over 2 million units in US and Japan combined. Earlier this week, Ultimate became the fastest-selling Switch game of all time in the States after shifting 3 million copies in 11 days, while also becoming the fastest-selling title in the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. The massive brawler also performed well on home soil, and sold 23 million retail copies in Japan during its launch weekend, another record for the series. That performance has already had a positive impact on Switch sales, and Nintendo hope for the title will continue to drive hardware over the holidays. Burnout. It's an imprecise term for a very specific, endemic problem in game development, one often, but not always, caused by the industry's proclivity for crunch. Being a game developer is often an exercise in endurance. Working on a creative project for years on end, there is a constant pressure to push harder to see the thing through, a sense that the task is endless, but that more work might just get it done quicker. Financial, social, and cultural reasons make developers throw themselves into it, feeling guilty if or lazy, are afraid of what will happen if it does not get done quicker. Those pressures can and will wear a developer down, slowly crushing them without them even knowing it until it is far too late. Burnout is an extremely serious issue for game developers as they work themselves ever harder to see their passion projects brought to life, all through buckling down to get that huge game released on time. It is an insidious thing that devours minds and bodies with overwork, breaking the wonderful, creative people who want to bring their incredible visions to the world. Whenever you care about someone or something more than yourself, your risk of burnout takes a big leap forward, says Jonathan Holmes, licensed independent clinical social worker. Burnout is a slang term when people get stuck in a behavior pattern that they were once able to thrive in, but over time makes them more and more anxious and depressed. Think of when a car spins its tires at high RPMs without going anywhere, and all you get from it is the stink of burnt rubber. But instead of your car, it's your brain. That's burnout. These overworking behaviors, often lauded, are worn like badges of honor in the game development industry, often only serve to leave its creative minds in ruins, breaking people down. In an industry where people seem proud of working 12, 16, 24, or more hours during crunch periods that never seem to end, there are endless stories of burnout. I got thrown into the deep end and found myself trying to code multiple games by myself in a short amount of time. without any real guidance. Says Colin Nguyen of United Kingdom game dev Asobi Tech. As time went on, the time pressures grew and grew, as each milestone had to be reached, regardless of the various issues I was running into due to my inexperience. I went from working from home to moving into a small bed and breakfast, so I could be closer to the office, meaning I could code from the first thing in the morning till the very last thing at night, rinse and repeat. My burnout spiral began when I felt like my experience as a teacher was not being recognized by my peers. Whether that was true or not does not quite matter. I decided to work on games outside of my regular 9 to 5 hours, says Jennifer Sherrill of Opaque Space.